What do you find most challenging about teaching creative students teamwork?
In our process of application, review, interview, we really, it's all about teamwork. How do you work with the team? Tell us about challenges that you've met there, because if they're not comfortable working with the team, they're certainly not going to be comfortable working with the team in the West Bank. Like the stakes are a lot higher, and we have really, I think, done a very good job of finding the individuals that prefer to work in teams. I would say overall that my sense of the millennial generation is that they do prefer teamwork. They're not as comfortable with hierarchy and this is a leader and this is not. For a long time we didn't have specifically designated roles because the feedback we were getting from students is they didn't want to feel like there was a hierarchy in the team, and they wanted it all, we're all in this together, which is still more or less how we operate. We have someone that is the producer that sort of makes sure all the trains run on time, or at least as close to on time as we can get them to run. Make sure people are happy, dealing with team dynamics. So they are in a way the team leader, but even still we call them the producer. And there's really opportunities for leadership in our 7-person teams in various ways. I think what we offer them in training and as we go through the production and post-production is how to anticipate problems that are coming up in the team, how to open lines of communication, among people that might not always be comfortable communicating about how they're reacting on an emotional level. We really encourage lots of daily meetings and communication, and when you're in the places where we work, when you're seeing the kind of poverty and disease and things that we don't get exposed to on a daily basis generally here in the US, the emotional reactions and the emotional kind of roller coaster that you go through when you're on these productions is really dynamic, because on one hand you're working with people that basically will be your friends for life. You're working with individuals that will provide inspiration for you for the rest of your life, I guarantee it. But you're also saying some really severe problems and some really things that are wrong in this world. And so if you're not working as a team, if you're not communicating, it's going to be ugly. And so we do a lot of training with them up front, but I would have to say that they more or less know how to do that. We just sort of give them the tools and the best practices to really maximize their teamwork, and it's worked out really well.